The Navy SEAL stared at the crumpled $5 bill in his hand. It was the last money he had in the world. No backup. No friends to call. No uniform left to sell. Across the street, a trembling dog sat tied to a broken fence, ribs showing, eyes hollow with fear. And behind that dog, a silent girl watched from the shadows, her face bruised, her hope already gone. Buying that dog would leave him with nothing. But walking away would cost him something far more dangerous. What this battle-hardened SEAL did next didn't just save a dog. It shattered a dark past, healed a broken girl, and changed 3 lives forever. Stay till the end, because the final choice he makes will break your heart, and rebuild it. He had survived war zones, gunfire, and missions no one would ever know about. But standing on that cold sidewalk felt harder than any battlefield. Former Navy SEAL Jack Mercer had been discharged 6 months earlier after an injury ended his career. The uniform that once defined him was gone. The medals sat untouched in a drawer. And now, after weeks of couch surfing and odd jobs, he had exactly $5 left. He was on his way to buy the cheapest food he could find when the dog caught his attention. The animal was small, dirty, and shaking uncontrollably. A handwritten sign hung from the fence. "Dog for sale, $5. Jack knelt slowly. The dog didn't bark. It didn't run. It just looked at him, like it had already accepted abandonment. Then Jack noticed the girl. She couldn't have been older than 12. She stood behind an abandoned building, arms wrapped around herself, eyes locked on the dog. Her face showed signs of neglect, bruises too old to be accidents, clothes too thin for the cold. Jack's instincts flared. The same instincts that once saved lives overseas. He asked softly, "Is this your dog?" The girl hesitated, then nodded. "My uncle says we don't need it anymore," she whispered. "He says dogs eat too much." Jack clenched his jaw. He'd heard worse excuses in darker places. "What's his name?" Jack asked. "Ghost," she replied. "Because he's quiet, like me." That was it. Jack didn't think about food. Didn't think about tomorrow. Didn't think about himself. He handed her the $5. The girl stared at the money, confused. "You're really buying him?" Jack gently untied the rope. "No," he said. "I'm saving him." Ghost pressed his head into Jack's chest, tail wagging weakly. The girl's eyes filled with tears. But before Jack could ask if she was okay, a man's voice shouted from behind them. "What are you doing with that dog?" The uncle stormed toward them, anger in his eyes. Jack stood up slowly, placing himself between the man and the girl, the same way he'd done countless times before in combat zones. "He's mine now," Jack said calmly. The man sneered. "You think you can just take things that don't belong to you?" Jack didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. "I paid for him. And if you come any closer, you'll regret it." Something in Jack's eyes made the man step back. That night, Jack walked away with Ghost, and a feeling he couldn't shake. He had saved a dog. But he had left a girl behind. And that haunted him more than any nightmare. Jack couldn't sleep. Ghost lay curled beside him in a rundown shelter that allowed pets only because the manager recognized military discipline when he saw it. The dog's breathing was finally calm. But Jack's mind replayed the girl's face over and over. The next morning, Jack made a decision. He returned. He found the girl sitting in the same spot, hugging her knees. Her eyes widened when she saw him. "You came back," she whispered. Jack nodded. "I promised Ghost I wouldn't leave family behind." Her name was Lily. Over the next few days, Jack brought food, sometimes from shelters, sometimes from his own plate. He listened. He never pushed. Slowly, Lily opened up. Her parents were gone. Her uncle drank. She wasn't allowed to go to school. The dog had been her only comfort. Jack felt anger rise, controlled, focused anger. He contacted a former SEAL teammate who now worked in social services. Not favors, just truth. Within a week, authorities intervened. Lily cried as they took her away, terrified of the unknown. Jack knelt in front of her. "I won't disappear," he said. "Soldiers don't abandon their people." And he didn't. Jack attended every meeting. He helped Lily adjust to foster care. He trained Ghost back to health, turning the broken dog into a calm, loyal companion. Months passed. Jack found work training rescue dogs, using skills he learned in the military. Word spread. People trusted him. One day, Lily ran toward him at the park, laughing, really laughing, with Ghost racing beside her. "I start school tomorrow," she shouted. Jack smiled, eyes burning. Years later, Jack would sit in a small home filled with laughter. Lily would call him Dad. Ghost would sleep at their feet. And Jack would often think about that crumpled $5 bill. It was the last money he ever spent as a broken man. Because the moment he chose compassion over fear. He didn't just save a dog. He rescued a child. And he found his own purpose again. Sometimes, the smallest sacrifice becomes the biggest miracle. You don't need money, power, or perfection to change a life. Sometimes, all it takes is $5, a brave heart, and the courage to care. If today's story touched your heart, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And remember, even a small act of kindness can change someone's entire life. Red Heart.